heaven every time I walk in. You know? Every time I walk in, I'm the best thing, I'm the best thing. They all watching. Every time we walk in, we the best thing, we the best thing.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Chelsea Mann. I'm a field signature artist with the Wella Company, and it's Friday. And that can only mean one thing here at Wella Canada West. That means that it is Hack or Hoax Day. Now, I'm sorry that I missed you guys last week. It's a very long story that involves my birthday. But essentially, you know, I turned 25 again and unfortunately had to reschedule Hack or Hoax from last week. So if you tuned in last week and I wasn't here, I'm so sorry, but we rescheduled it and I will be coming at you with Hack or Hoax episodes for many weeks to come here. So thank you for joining me today. Thank you to Wella Canada West for having me. And again, my name is Chelsea Mann. I'm a field signature artist with the Wella Company, and this is Hack or Hoax. Okay, so today we're going to talk about something that hairdressers talk about a lot in the salon, and a question that we get a lot in the salon, a question that our front end people get a lot in the salon, and that is, should I wash my hair before I come to my color appointment, right? When I talked about doing my Hack or Hoax episodes, I reached out to my team and I reached out to some of you. I sort of put it out in the universe, you know, what do you guys want to talk about? What are some like hair myths that you guys want to know about, you know? And one of the things that came back more than once was, you know, the idea that hair should not be shampooed before color because dirty hair takes color better, right? Now, I don't know if you guys believe this. I don't know if you guys have tested it or if there's any real like data out there, but I got some data coming for you guys today. I put the work in, okay? So for those of you that are just joining us, this is Hack or Hoax. We're going to talk about how dirty hair takes color better. Is that a hack or is it a hoax? We're going to find out in the next 30 minutes, okay? So if this is your first time sort of watching one of my lives, it's a completely interactive process, guys. If you guys want to jump into the comments, if you have something to say or a question, please do ask. Please make sure that you do that. That's what we're here for. If you guys, don't want other people to be able to see your question in the comments, you guys can hit the question card at the bottom. It's a little thought bubble with the question mark in it. I don't know why I feel the need to air a question mark every time. Anyways, but feel free to use the question cards and I will get to you as much as I can. If you guys have questions later after you've signed off or whatever, this is my Instagram handle, guys. You guys can feel free to follow me on Instagram and slide into my DMs anytime that the mood shall so strike you. Okay. So today we're going to talk about how, people out there think that dirty hair takes color better, right? The first thing I wanted to talk about was what types of clients may ask us these questions. Like, what are we talking about? And I think some of you may recognize this lady. And I love me some Pam Anderson. Don't get me wrong, right? But we all have these clients, right? We've all had this client who shows up. When I was looking for pictures to sort of show you guys, I thought, oh man, I've gone to the hairdresser sort of after a night of being out with my friends or, those sorts of evenings, right? So we've all had this client show up with her hair done from the night before. It's full of product. It's all of those things. Is this somebody whose hair will take color better because it's dirty? I don't know, right? We've also all had these clients, right? And fun fact, this is me as a client, right? I very rarely wash my hair. I would say about once a week I wash my hair. So when I show up to get my hair colored, if you're like, you have a 1 in 7 chance really of me showing up with clean hair, right? So we've all also had this client who shows up to the salon and her hair or their hair is, a week dirty, right? We also have had, and I mean, this is actually like a really gorgeous picture of a really gorgeous human being, but we've all had this client, okay? This is me about to cross the finish line on the last time I was able to run a triathlon. I got hurt last summer, so I couldn't run then. But clients that run a triathlon and then go and get their hair colored, or more realistically, maybe they go to the gym and then they're coming to get their hair colored and they're saying to you, oh, I'm going to go to the gym right before I come and see you. Should I wash my hair? Right? What's the answer to that, guys? Right? So I think that this is sort of worth exploring, this idea that, some people really do believe that dirty hair takes color better, right? So let's talk about that. So now that we've sort of gone through what sort of clients that we may see in the salon that have product buildup, or hey Quebec, bonjour, that have product buildup, or clients that, you know, have 5 or 6 day dirty hair. Like, should we be pre-shampooing these clients? Will their hair really take color better, right? So let's talk about what type of color we're using, right? In your Wella Professionals color portfolio, you have so many different options for coloring hair, and it really depends on what you're trying to achieve, right? Sometimes we're trying to achieve gray coverage. So we're reaching for our Colliston Perfect family, and sometimes our Illumina family, right? But do we need to, I remember years ago using hair color, and we had, you know, recommendations that you had to pre-shampoo the hair even with permanent color, right? So when it comes to our Colliston Perfect portfolio, our guidelines for application say do not pre-shampoo it or use it on dry hair. The reason for that is usually to do with application, is, you know, ease of use, things like that. But it's also to do with the water content in the hair. We don't want that to dilute our color mass, right? So we want to give it every opportunity to process and do well, as, you know, as its just own beautiful product, right? Now, when the guidelines say the fun fact about the guidelines, guys, and how we use these products is that the guidelines don't specifically say don't pre-shampoo. They say to put it on dry hair, right? So if you've got, you know, a Pam Anderson coming in, right? If you've got somebody coming in, you know, with this situation, how are you possibly going to brush that out before you can, and safely without harming the hair, before you can put, you know, a Colliston Perfect on it, right? So perhaps we should be telling this client, you know, we need you to come in with clean, dry hair, right? If this is sort of a habitual thing for her, which, I mean, for Pam Anderson, I think that it is, right? God bless her. So that's part of the reasons why we say that with Colliston Perfect, is that we need to have ease of use. We need to have that really awesome experience for our clients. And we need to make sure that, you know, their hair is at least combable so that we can work through it to be able to put their color on, right? Some of the other products that we would use is our beautiful Color Touch family, right? Now, some of you, I bet, have been sort of screaming at your screen going like, I know what color I can use on wet hair. And I'll tell you, when we talk about application with Color Touch, we talk about putting it on pre-shampooed towel dried hair, right? A lot of times, guys, when we're using our Color Touch colors, our demi colors, we're doing this in a toning capacity. So of course the hair has been pre-shampooed because it's just been lightened. We've probably used our Blondorplex on it. We've probably taken our highlights out, and we've used our Wellaplex step number 2, and then we've shampooed it, we've post-color treated it, and now we're ready to tone, right? So a lot of times we're going to end up with a pre-shampooed canvas anyway, right? With Color Touch, we're probably looking at something that, again, that is ease of use and why we're putting it on damp hair, towel dried hair. But really, it's just sort of a point of difference between Colliston Perfect and Color Touch, that one's recommended to go on dry hair and another one's recommended to go on towel dried hair, right? The next one that I wanted to talk about is our Instamatic Colors, is these guys here, right? If you guys haven't tried our Color Touch Instamatic line, please go and pick some up. They're really, really beautiful shades. They're pastel shades, and they're really, really beautiful, easygoing, sort of fashiony shades. I call them Color for the Weekend. I teach a class here in Alberta called Braiding for Burning Man. And Color for Coachella. It's a longer title, but essentially it's a class on how do we prepare our clients to go to have beautiful, easy to wear festival hair. And Instamatic is a way that we can do that. If you have a client that has blonde hair that maybe they want to have some fun color for the weekend, Instamatic's a great choice for them. It's going to give them a little bit of longevity, but essentially it's going to be really easy for you to manipulate out of the hair afterwards. So, but they're meant to be sort of light, you know, pastel-y sort of shade. So for Instamatic, we say to put it on dry hair, right? Why would we do that with Instamatic when it's a demi? The reason why we do that with Instamatic is because we want to give it as much opportunity to deposit its pigment as possible, because it's already so pale, right? So my first point that I want to make, guys, is why do we pre-shampoo some and not others, okay? The reason being, yes, is your client type. If you have somebody come in who has hair that's, you know, full of product or is just not combable, we probably need to shampoo that. But if you're using Colliston Perfect, you're going to have to shampoo it and then dry it, right? So a lot of times I'll advise those clients of my own, you know, we need to make sure that that you're showing up to the salon with clean, dry hair. That's a sort of an ongoing message track for me, right? But if we have somebody who's like really gym hair, doesn't really bother me. Like people who are, just their hair is maybe oilier because they've been sweaty, that doesn't really bother me. I know some people don't have the stomach for that, but I mean, if it's out of control, like that's a different situation. But just, if somebody were to just go and have a workout and then they come, to the salon afterwards, that doesn't really bother me. If it does bother you, again, you can use that whole, like, you got to come with clean, dry hair situation. It's totally fine, right? So I think that your personal sort of mantra on it can be just that. It can be personal to you. We certainly recommend that you follow the manufacturer's guidelines, that you're putting, Colistin Perfect on dry hair, that you're putting Instamatic on dry hair, that you're using your Color Touch on pre-shampooed, towel-dried hair, right? But, it really is sort of a fluid, opportunity to do what feels right for you as a colorist. Okay. Now there are a few more factors in, whether or not we would put color on pre-shampooed hair. One of them is this. We've all had this client as well, right? And I found this picture online, and it's funny. On TikTok, I believe this person's TikTok handle is Scratch Diaries. So I'm going to look it up later, but I have had these clients my whole life who will sit down in the chair, and while they're getting their hair done, usually this happens with, pre-lightener root retouches, where somebody will ask for this comb and they're going to sit there and they're going to give it one of these the whole time, right? The problem with that, guys, is that the end of this comb could very easily like rip somebody's skin open, and we don't want that. We don't want to get sued. We don't want you to get sued. So let's all try not to get sued. You know what I mean? So I very much, I would advise against doing that, right? If you have these sort of compulsive clients who maybe have sensitivities to color, maybe are getting a pre-lightener root retouch, but I certainly wouldn't bust out one of these. I'll show you. I forgot to bring my product over, so I'm going to have to step out of camera for a second, but I'll show you what I would use for these clients. These are great clients to say to them, come to the salon with one day dirty hair, not hair that's full of product, not hair that's dirty by any stretch of the imagination, but a little bit of like sebum production in your scalp goes a long way to protect your scalp, or to protect the way your scalp feels when you're getting a coloring service. If you're somebody who's sensitive, or somebody like me who, sometimes gets lightener put on my scalp and it's just itchy, right? If you have clients who get itchy scalps like that, guys, definitely advise them to not manipulate their scalp too much in advance, but don't reach for this. Don't give them this. Give them this. Of course, I couldn't point it at the camera, label out. Let's try that again. Don't give them this. Give them this. There it is. This is our brand new Color Motion Scalp Protect Lotion from the Wella Company, okay? I have talked about this on my last 18 lives because I hope you guys know me enough now to know that I'm a straight shooter. Like I don't sugarcoat things. I don't whatever. You guys are always going to get the really reals from me, right? I dig this product. And if you talk to my boss, she will tell you I'm a hard sell. Like I am somebody who I need to come home. I need to grab a box of wine. I need to sit on the floor in my studio. I need to swatch stuff. I need to try things. I don't take things for face value. But this one, guys, I just hit myself in the glasses with it. This one, guys, sells itself. This is a gem. Now, fun fact about this one, this isn't a retail product, guys. This is Back Bar, okay? This is a product that we're going to take, and it's just a Scalp Protect Lotion. It's got a nice little nozzle on it. Fair warning, don't open it over your pants or whatever. Be gentle with it because you'll end up wearing some of it. But this is a really great product that you're going to put on the scalp before you color or lighten somebody's hair. And it's going to help to protect their scalp from itching and sensitivities, things like that. Now, before anybody says it, this product is not allergy safe. If you have a client who has a known allergy to hair color, this is not going to, be some sort of magic potion. But it is a really great way for you to have your clients have some scalp protection against sensitivities. And guys, more than anything, just have a really great experience, an elevated experience in the salon. Okay. So I know that this is sort of a little bit off topic of what we're talking about today, but this is one of my new faves from the Wella Company, Color Protect Lotion from our Color Motion range. Okay. So, if we have clients come in who have this situation, okay? This is a screenshot I pulled off of a video actually, so I hope it's translating on your screen. This is product buildup, okay? This is another client segmentation that we get in that, say to us, should I be washing my hair? I use a lot of dry shampoo. Dude, I am the dry shampoo queen. I have 8 different dry shampoos going right now. I told you I try everything in my studio. But I end up, you end up with product buildup, right? So I also have a lot of hair. So for me, my hair sort of holds in product buildup. So if you have a situation like this, should we be shampooing the hair first before our color service? Will hair like this take color better than clean hair, right? Now I will tell you with product buildup like this before I show you my example of this, okay? When we see product buildup, guys, we need to have a chat with our clients, right? We need to talk to them about what they're doing at home, what they're using, why they're getting product buildup, those sorts of things. Because if you're like me and you don't wash your hair that often, that's cool. It's all good, but it doesn't have to translate to product buildup, right? It can mean that, maybe we need to switch up their shampoo. Maybe we need to sell them our beautiful Wella Professionals Aqua Pure clarifying shampoo that's really, really gentle and really, really great, but will get rid of some of that product buildup. Maybe we need to go into Nioxin and sell them a scalp renew service that's really going to be a microdermabrasion exfoliator for the scalp, and it's going to get rid of a lot of that product buildup on the scalp and allow them to grow a really beautiful, healthy head of hair, right? Maybe we need to talk to them about what they're doing. I know I have, had clients in my life who, without further investigation, you would maybe just think, oh, they've got some product buildup, but really there's some other more deep-seated sort of things going on in their lives that, are sort of causing, them not to take care of themselves as much as they need to be. So I encourage you guys to have thorough consultations with your clients. I encourage you to, talk to them about when you're seeing these sorts of issues, because well, you guys know me, I'm a big advocate for get to know your clients and sell. But sometimes that conversation just sort of supersedes those things, right? So have that conversation about buildup. However, I will tell you, when it comes to buildup on the hair, guys, the biggest culprit is water. Okay, and those of you that live in outlying areas, those of you that live in, on farms or in communities that aren't attached to city water, I'm sure you hairdressers, you guys are the real MVPs, and we see this all the time, right? You guys have no predictability in your color if you're not, sort of paying attention to the products that you're using, and it's really an uphill battle. That's why I always recommend our outlying stylists really choose our Wella Professionals Colistin Perfect family with our Pure Balance technology that's helping that color to have true color results despite the circumstances. It's going to neutralize metals, and it's going to neutralize free radicals that are, causing problems in your color process, and your precursor and coupler finding each other and creating, really strong, predictable results, right? So if you're somebody who lives in an outlying area, you live on a farm, you're not connected to city water, hard water, any of those sorts of things, please run down to your distributor, grab some Colistin Perfect with our beautiful Me Plus molecule in it. Game changer. I will tell you right now. If you have any questions about it, please don't hesitate to jump into my DMs on Instagram. I'm happy to take you guys through it. It's not what our live is about today, but I just wanted to drop that one. So if you are somebody who, has that client base that is really, heavy on those, those metals and those deposits that are in the water, you need this guy. Okay. This is called Color Renew. Okay. If you haven't used Color Renew before, I encourage you to give it a try. You can head down to your distributor and grab a box of our crystal powder sachets and our activator liquid. Okay. Now I said activator liquid on purpose, guys. This is not a developer. It is an activator liquid. Okay. Our Color Renew is our artificial color reducer. Okay, it's not a remover or an extractor. It's persulfate free. It's ammonia free. It doesn't have any of those things in it. It's a way that we can reduce down permanent color development in order to do corrective color. So in order to do black to blonde color corrections, or to do a reduction of pigment, something that's gotten too dark or is over processed. It's a really great tool for stuff like that. The secondary use for Color Renew, guys, is removing sort of buildup and mineral deposit in the hair, right? So if you're somebody that, like I said, lives in an outlying area, lives on a farm, you have hard water, you're not attached to city water. This is something we see a lot in rural Alberta, okay? Please go out and get some Color Renew and give it a try on your clients. It's one of those really great preparatory products. If you have a client who's, has hard water things in their house, if you're struggling to cover their gray, if your color results aren't predictable, those sorts of things, give them a round of Color Renew before you do their actual color service, and it'll change the game for you. It's a really, really, really great product. If you guys need more information on how to use it, please jump into my DMs or message us here at Wella Canada West. Okay. So those are our client segmentations. These are the ways and the types of clients that we see. Oh, my filter is getting crazy. There we go. That we see that, maybe would fall victim to this idea that dirty hair takes color better. Okay. And I'm going to give you guys a little bit of an example. Okay. I have a little friend here with me, and it's not my dog, for those of you that people have been messaging me being like, your dog should be your co-host more often, which I super appreciate, and she super appreciates, but she snores pretty loud sometimes. So this is my mannequin. Okay. So this is what her hair looked like when I started. Okay. This is completely untreated, just blonde mannequin hair. No tricks, no nothing here. Okay. So what I did with her blonde hair was I decided to try to simulate this idea of dirty hair. I tried to simulate some of the things that I showed you before. Okay. So a section of her hair, not this one I just flat ironed. There's nothing in here, and there's no shine spray, nothing in here, guys. No, nothing. Okay. So I took a section of hair, I'm going to show it to you in a second, and I loaded it down with dry shampoo, 2 different kinds of dry shampoo. Okay. I loaded it down with our Sebastian Dry Clean Only and our Me dry shampoo. Okay. I also put into it a whole bunch, an excessive amount of our Oil Reflections oil. Okay. And then I loaded it down with Shaper hairspray just for fun. Okay. After that, once it was all sort of messed up, yesterday, after I went and got my daughter from school, I handed her the mannequin head, and I asked her to hang it out the window for a little bit. So she hung just the one section sort of out the window so it would blow in the wind. We drove past a construction site, which is, Alberta. And then after supper, when it was my turn to play the Nintendo Switch, she sat on the couch and ran her fingers through it a whole bunch. Because, what's dirtier than an 8-year-old's hands, right? So once she was done, the section looked like this, right? So it's crunchy, and you can see it's like wind blown. It's got more oil in it that there's probably, I would say, a quarter of a bottle of Oil Reflections in there. And just a whole bunch of 8-year-old girl dirt. Okay. And my kid loves to be outside. All right. So this is what we did. I did my best to sort of simulate one of these or a few of these scenarios that we have, right? So then I colored it. I used our Colliston Perfect 7/7 4/4, so level 7 double pigmented red to color it. So I had made the whole back of it dirty, and then I colored it. So I also colored a clean section, okay? So the clean section came out like that, okay? Nice, I'm going to stand up here. Nice, even color results, nice and shiny. My ring light is earning its money today. Really, really great. Okay, so beautiful, predictable color results on clean hair, right? Now, I'm going to switch her over to the side that was also dirty that I colored. And there we go, okay? So we still have, guys, what I noticed, we still have lots of shine, but I will tell you, you guys can see sort of, it's hard, I know, on Instagram. But you guys can see over here, we've got, this is it's from about here, you guys can see the division there, okay? From about here over, it was clean hair, okay? And you can see that shine and that color is pretty consistent all the way down. Now on this part, from about there over, you've got this shine band from my ring light, okay, fine. But down here, you guys can start to see that it, comparative to over here, it gets a little bit duller, right? And it starts to be a little bit more off tone as well. You can see as we get down here, we end up with some spaces and some parts in the back there that aren't as saturated and that maybe aren't as fully pigmented. We've got a big old piece right there that didn't take the pigment as well, right? Because this section looked like this when I colored it, that dirty simulation, okay? So I wanted to show you guys that mannequin because, if you saw both sides together, and I stand, you can really see it there, right there, where it didn't color. But if you stood far enough away from it, or if you really didn't know what you were looking at, would you look at this and be like, I don't see any difference? A civilian and non-hairdresser wouldn't see that there's a difference there, right? But for me, guys, I'm a type A control freak. I'm a stage 5, just perfectionist. And for me, this bit of difference would cost me sleep at night. Right? So for me, there's no official answer to how dirty is too dirty. Not in hair anyway. But this, to me, this would need to be shampooed and dried first, right? Or I would be telling that client, we really need to make sure that you're showing up at the salon with clean, dry hair, right? Just make my life easier, make your life easier, make you don't have to be at the salon for as long, right? I also would be saying to that client, if this is a regular occurrence for you, let's hook you up with a really great clarifying shampoo. Let's maybe do some color renew services on you, and just make sure that that client is prepared, to keep their hair healthy, even if they're not going to be washing it that often. That's okay, right? I also, for a client like that, would make sure that they're coming in and getting regular microdermabrasion or our Nioxin scalp renew treatments, okay? One of the fun things I stumbled across, guys, when I was doing some research for this live is this. So this is from an online magazine article that talked about, I think it was like something to do with like why you shouldn't wash your hair that often. It wasn't specifically related to hair color, but the number 6 reason why you should wash your hair less, essentially this magazine said, is because your color lasts longer. And I read that and thought, let's investigate further. Now, there was more than this, but this was all would fit in my screenshot. It says, we all love the look of freshly cut and colored hair, but totally hate it when it starts to fade. Ain't that the truth? I can get on board with that. If you continuously wash your hair, which opens its follicles, you're essentially washing the color right out of your hair. Instead, go as long as possible before initially washing it after it's been colored, then wash it sparingly with cool water and quality color safe shampoo. Now, I hope you guys noticed, as much as I did, that there's a few mistakes here, okay? First of all, continuously washing your hair does not open its follicles, okay? Your follicle sites, guys, are the sites in your scalp where the hair grows out of, okay? Washing your hair will start to to a certain degree, depending on the type of shampoo you're using and how manipulative you are with your hair, may start to open your cuticle a little bit and your color will start to fade, but it doesn't open your follicles, okay? So let's dispel that myth right there. Essentially, washing the color right out of your hair is accurate-ish. But to say we're washing the color right out of your hair, I think is maybe a little bit of an oversimplification. And it would lead clients to believe that, oh my gosh, if I wash my hair too much, my color's just going to fall right out, which we know that's an oversimplification, right? I can get on board with, going a long time between washes, but I think the point that they should be more strongly making in this article is the idea of quality color safe shampoos, right? So I just wanted to show this, guys, because I think it's a really great example of the sort of things that your clients have access to and the types of information that your clients are looking up online and in magazines and things like that they're reading going like, oh my God, I better wash my hair less. Instead, they should be coming to you as the beauty expert and the beauty coach and saying to you, hey, I read this article and I really want to, make sure my color lasts longer. How do I properly take care of my hair? But they're not going to do that, guys, if you don't initiate the conversation. Okay. So my final point here is make sure that color safe shampoo and good things to wash to wash hair with, like our Well of Brilliance, color safe shampoo and conditioner. Our Color Motion line that I already talked about a little bit also has a shampoo and conditioner with it. We make so many beautiful care products, at the Wella company, between Wella and Sebastian and Nioxin. There is no shortage of products for you to talk to your clients about. Okay. So all of that to say, guys, I think this is the first time I've done this, but I think officially the idea that dirty hair takes color better, we are going to call both a hack and a hoax. Because I think more than anything, guys, this one is completely situational. Okay. I only wash my hair about once a week. Okay. When I go to the salon, they don't wash my hair ahead of time. Okay. Because I also don't use a ton of product. I use dry shampoo, but I make sure that I'm exfoliating my scalp and getting that sort of out of there in a reasonable time. But somebody like Pam Anderson, we probably need to pre-shampoo her hair, right? So I'm going to go ahead and call this one both a hack and a hoax. Okay. Dirty hair may not always take color better, but it may not always be as detrimental as my mannequin head that we hung out the window. Okay. So episode 7, okay, we have episode 7 of Hacker Hoax coming up on April 23rd, and we are going to talk about heat, okay? Hacker Hoax episode 7 is air drying is better than heat drying. Do we think that this is a hack or a hoax? Now, this one may sound easy, but I think I'm about to blow your mind again. Okay. Again, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you to Wella Canada West for having me as usual. Again, my name is Chelsea Mann. I'm a field signature artist with the Wella Company. And I would love to interact with you guys more on Instagram. So if you guys want to give me a follow or shout out to me on Instagram, I'm happy to chat with you guys anytime. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me today. And if you guys learned anything today, please remember that if you hoard your knowledge, it is wasted. You're not the owner of your knowledge. You're only the caretaker of it. And it's up to you to spread it around. So go back to your teams, make sure that you share your knowledge so that it continues to live and grow and help other people. Okay. Stay safe, stay healthy, be kind to each other, and please wash your hands. We'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.